Broadcast Service.
Pakinggan, panoorin, agaran in real time, o balikan sa pag-scroll up and down. Mga balitang dapat malaman, impormasyong tunay at napakikinabangan. Saan ka man, sa buong kapuluan. Mababangon sa bagong sigla. Kababayan, kasama ang social media. Powered broadcaster ng bagong mamamayan. Tapat sa pag-uulat. Ito po ang Presidential Broadcast Service sa Metro Manila. Radyo Pilipinas 1, 738 AM.
Oras sa buong Pilipinas, 5 minuto makalipas ang alas 3 ng hapon. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat at welcome po tayo dito sa ating programang Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross sa Radyo Pilipinas. Ngayon pong araw ng linggo, ika-19 ng buwan ng Mayo. At syempre, 3 linggo na po tayo sa buwan ng Mayo at napakabilis ng panahon dahil akalain natin noong mga nakaraan ay tayo ay nagtiti sa sobrang init, kulang sa tubig. Sa ngayon ay nakakaranas tayo ng thunderstorm na siyang nararanasan ngayon dito sa may labas ng himpilan ng Radyo Pilipinas dahil medyo malakas ang may pagkulugat pagkidlat pa tayong nararanasan. At syempre nais namin kayong imbitahan hanggang alas 4 po tayo ng hapon dito sa ating programa, kasama syempre ang bumubuo ng ating programa mula sa Presidential Broadcasting Service, ang ating Director Bong Aportadera. At syempre ang ating station manager Sir Alan Alyanige, si Sir Ray Sampang at si Sir Maki. At wala sa Philippine Red Cross ang ating Chairman and CEO Richard J. Gordon at ang ating Secretary General Dr. Gwen Pang, ang ating Vice Chairperson Governor Corazon Alma de Leon at ang ating iba pang mga Board of Governors at Board of Directors at mga Chapter Administrator at mga Red Cross 143 volunteers at Red Cross Youth. Inaanyayahan namin kayo dito sa ating programang Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross. Siyempre, mapapanood tayo sa TV Plus Channel 3 at for the Box Channel 45 to 49. At siyempre sa Radyo Pilipinas AM Band 738 kHz sa ating Facebook Live Radyo Pilipinas at Kalinga Hatid na FB page. Okay? At hindi natin pagtatagalin, kasama na po natin sa ating linya ang ating Vice Chairperson sa napakatinding ulan, Governor Corazon Alma de Leon. Magandang hapon po, Gob.
Yes, good afternoon. Phone patch ako because wala akong internet connection. But since our guest is very important, I cannot be absent in this meeting today. So I'm very happy if we will be able to touch base with Mr. Sanjeev Kumar Kafley, IFRC Head of Delegation to the Philippines.
Yes. Gob Cora, kasama na po natin siya via Zoom. He will join us today until 4 p.m. Hello, Sir Sanjeev Kumar via Zoom. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I am standby. Hello.
Thank you for waiting, sir. We just started our Can you have your camera so Gob Cora will see you via phone patch, sir? Yeah. Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Gob Cora, are you...
Yes, I can hear. I'm so pleased. Despite the problem of communication, we will still be able to touch base with Mr. Sanjeev Kumar Kafley. We actually met when we had a big event with the IFRC at our event. I think that was the...
May 8, World Red Cross Day.
Yes, no, that was the World Red Cross Day.
Yeah.
I remember. Yes,
I do remember,
and I was very pleased to meet him. Well, I guess we will have to ask him a few questions or comments so that, like for instance, his background, where did he go stay? Where was his assignment before he came to the Philippines. Maybe we can start with his connectedness with IFRC.
Okay, should I talk?
Mr. Sanjeev, okay?
Yeah. When you are asking me before Philippines where I was?
Yes. No, before you came to the Philippines, where were you assigned or what countries did you cover?
I was in Bangladesh. I was covering the Bangladesh, the bigger operation of the Rohingya and the entire country. I was the head of delegation in Bangladesh.
Wow, that's a very big country. And compared to the Philippines, we're probably just a thumb or a finger in comparison to Bangladesh.
It is a 160 million, more than 160 million population country, and the disaster-wise, Philippines and the Bangladesh are competing it.
Yeah, I think in population we kind of get close, but I think in land area, Bangladesh is much bigger in coverage. And how long did you stay in Bangladesh?
Almost 7 years.
Oh, wow. That's quite a long time to know the country.
It is a long time. It is a long time. I was actually leading the different operations there.
Well, I guess some questions that I think our audience would be important to them is what do you feel is the importance of celebrating the World Red Cross Day? Because you've been all over, I'm sure, as IFRC. What do you is the importance of celebrating World Red Cross Day in the other societies?
Well, that is a very, very, very emotional question. I consider this is a very emotional question. We need to remember our glorious history. We have such a glorious history as a Red Cross, Red Crescent. We started from the battlefield, right? We are actually being one of the most neutral and the independent humanitarian organization in this planet. So we need to actually remember our glorious history, bringing our fundamental principle and code of conduct in actions for humanity, praising our volunteer who always first, always there to make the differences for the affected peoples, our staffs, as well as that is one of the reason I feel that we should celebrate the World Red Cross Day.
Well, one of the uniqueness of the Philippines is that the need to respond to disasters. And of course, we are also interested to make sure that we're able to respond to mega disasters. Did you have a similar experience in Bangladesh with disasters?
The same, this is the same, the Bangladesh and the Philippines, you are engaged with the back disasters. One disaster and other disasters. So Bangladesh is exactly the same situation.
Other than Bangladesh, did you have any other assignment before coming to the Philippines?
I was in the Bangkok, I was in the Indonesia, I was in Myanmar, I was in Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Well, I can only say that you have such a widespread experience, and I think when in coming to the Philippines will just be second nature to you, because you can respond to all kinds of disasters in the different countries you have been. But maybe I can ask you what to you are the highlights or what you found in your experience memorable. I always ask that question to our guests, to our resource persons, because it's something you will bring back after your stay, like you were in Bangladesh for quite a number of years. What experience are you bringing back or are you taking with you coming to the Philippines?
That's a very, very wonderful question. Thank you for asking this question. Very interesting question. I think that we should have a one-to-one talk sometimes as well. When we talk about the disaster, as early as possible after disaster, since we are a first responder as a Red Crosser, to protect the life and dignity of the affected people. That is how we have to think always, right? So that is what I learned and what I always encourage all the colleagues around me. The second important thing is the effective management of the resources. When you talk about a disaster like Bangladesh, Philippines, other country, you are actually back-to-back disasters. So resources always shortage. When I say resources, it could be a human resources, it could be a kind resources, it could be a cash resources. So we have to see how we can do the effective management and the timely manner. That is the other part we have to always think about ourselves as well. The third is like a disaster, one organization, one individual cannot cope it. So we have to see how collectively we can work together with the bigger stakeholders and the public authorities to ensure the quality and standards and optimize the resources. That is the other part, because this is something, it is never like a complete, like the resources are always shortage when you talk about the disasters. And then fourth and not the last, like a duty of care of our volunteers, our staffs. That is always important, how we can actually motivate them, how we can protect them, and how we can actually put them forward when any disaster happens. That is a few things I actually learned from my different missions. And I am sure from here also I'll learn the same things.
Well said, no, and I'm really impressed with your making those comments, because with your wealth of experience, I am sure you will add value to the Philippine Red Cross, because the IFRC is really the Federation of Red Cross Societies, and I believe that you coming here and having had experience in other Asian countries, I believe that you will be able to really move us further in our level of experience and capacity with the Philippine Red Cross. And I guess the question I'd like to ask is that, how do you move the leaders? Because I think leadership development is very important in all Red Cross societies, so that the leaders will in fact have an impact on the delivery of services, because the kind of leadership is ensuring that it is, of course, honest, there is integrity in the carrying out of humanitarian endeavors. Perhaps you can add what else is needed, because I think leadership development is very important as a framework that we need to address in the IFRC.
Thank you, madam. This is a very, very big question you asked. This is where we have to talk about the integrity. We have to talk about the transparency. Those are the things comes. The leadership is not the individual. It is a skills. How we can bring together the things and make the objective achievable, right? So I really feel that the transparency, the accountability, the process driven are the key factors when we talk about the leadership. We have to have a kind of the open conversation on those things to make things happen. We have to find all these dots, how we can connect it and make things very solid in terms of the culture of the organization as the need of the people in the ground.
You are so right. This is precisely why we think that volunteerism will thrive with the kind of leadership that is available to the Red Cross societies in whatever country. Because I believe the experiences that you had in the other countries augurs well for the Philippines, for you to provide that leadership with IFRC in the Philippines. So I guess I can only wish you the best of luck, and I hope you really get to see our country the best way you can. And I'm hopeful that we will have more interaction with you in terms of the projects that we have in our Philippine Red Cross. And of course, other projects that you feel ought to be initiated in response, particularly in response to disasters?
Yes, that's true. That's true, madam. Like we have to let's have a more interaction on that. How we can look together to have a big pictures. I have a feeling that the way that Philippines Red Cross is always working for the back-to-back disaster, you have a really the big experiences, and we also need to see how we can actually pass your learning to the rest of the world. That is also opportunity we have to explore in the coming days.
One of the challenge that we encounter really in responding to disasters is the limitation of resources. And often the resources, we have to be creative. For instance, Chairman Gordon has made it possible that instead of giving dried goods during disasters, ready-to-eat foods, in other words, a community kitchen is made available so that people don't have to cook the food that is given to them, that they can immediately have food to be able to address the needs of their stomach, and at the same time think clearly of the future that still they need to address, no? And the responses, one of the particular responses that I feel the Philippines made with IFRC is the building of homes, the reconstruction of homes, as shown to you during our World Red Cross meeting. And I think I hope that you will be able to see these homes and how people are living better. It's almost like saying build back better, because every time there is a typhoon, the houses poorly made will be destroyed. It's not going to help the development of the people in that sense.
Thank you, madam. Like I got the opportunity to visit one of your response area, that is a Cebu Alegria area recently, along with the Chairman Gordon and the Secretary Generals, and I really feel the work the Philippines Red Cross is doing is great. I even myself see the quality of the infrastructures, the houses. I'm quite impressed with the work. But we also need to see that how we can actually connect these people for the future disaster as well. And that is where we have to work about the disaster risk reduction, the climate change, those things, and the pandemic preparedness, because we learned the big lesson from the COVID. So we have to see how better we will find our way to connect with those people to whom we serve in the past, and we can actually help them to build the resilience, community resilience in the future as well.
You are very right, no? Because as we develop, as we respond to the different crises or disasters, we have to really be better than in the past. And if you will be able to, I myself had the experience of the experience of chairing the Mount Pinatubo Commission after the eruption. I will now move to the connected. I will now be connected. Yes. Thank you. I will start so we can see each other.
Very pleased to see. Very pleased to see. Very pleased to see.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, anyway,
Okay. Gobgora is transferring to the Zoom. Anyway, we going to have a quick commercial break, Sir Sanjeev. We're going to get back for a few minutes for a commercial break. After this, we're going to see Gobgora in the Zoom. Stay put, and we're going to get back.
Personal na binisita ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. ang Region 9 para magatid ng tulong mula sa Office of the President, Office of the First Lady at iba't ibang ahensya ng pamahalaan para sa mga magsasaka, mangingisda at mga piling pamilya roon.
Ito po, Lab for All, ibig sabihin laboratorio po ay dinalagay sa isang bus at doon po pwede na magpa-x-ray, doon po pwede magpatingin. Basta't lahat ng pangangailangan tungkol sa healthcare ay yan ang binubuksan ng ating First Lady. Ang tanggapan naman ng Pangulo at ang DSWD ay naririto ngayon upang maghatid ng kaunting tulong. Halagang 10,000 piso na para na italang magsasaka, mangingisda at ilang pamilyang nasa lanta ng tagtuyot. Kita niyo naman po, halos buong puwersa ng pamahalaan ang humaharap sa inyo ngayon dito.
Kaugnay nito ay siniguro ng Pangulo na bawat probinsya ay kanyang pupuntahan para makapag-abot ng presidential assistance, lalo na sa mga pinakamalubhang naapektuhan ng El Nino.
Buong bansa ang tatamasa ng mga programa na ating ipinagkakaloob. Lalarga tayo sa buong kapuluan. Walang rehiyon na may iwanan, walang lalawigan na makakaligtaan. Hindi ang lokal na pamahalaan ang dudulog sa Malacanang. Ang Malacanang ang pupunta sa mamamayan.
Para sa iba pang mga balita at impormasyon, manatiling nakatutok. Tapat sa pag-uulat, Radyo, Pilipinas.
This is a public service announcement.
Sa nararanasan nating matinding init ng panahon, maging ligtas at iwasan ang heat exhaustion at heat stroke. Regular na uminom ng tubig. Magsuot ng light-colored, presko at maluluwag na damit. Siguruhing may sapat na ventilasyon ang inyong mga tahanan. Maligo para mapreskuhan ang katawan. Basahin na malamig na tubig ang balat kapag nagsimulang makaramdam ng pagkahilo o pag-init ng katawan. Kung maaari, huwag lumabas sa mga oras ng pinakamainit na sikat ng araw, partikular sa pagitan ng alas 11 ng umaga hanggang alas 3 ng hapon. Kung lalabas naman, ay magdala ng payong, pamaypay o minifan, face towel at huwag kalimutan ang inuming tubig. Kapag nakaramdam ng pagkahapo, matinding pagkahilo, panghihina o may kakilalang nawala ng malay dahil sa init ng panahon, agad na magtungo at humingi ng tulong sa pinakamalapit na health facility sa inyong lugar.
This is a public service announcement. Public service announcement from PBS, Presidential Broadcast Service, and Radyo Pilipinas.
Paliwanag mo sa tao na hindi totoo yan.
Dahil ang totoo, yung totoo ang dapat ninyong malaman.
Nagkalat sa internet ang fake news o mali at
Tinatakot niyo yung tao.
what they are doing is creating panic.
We say no.
Pagkalat ng fake news. And some of it's dangerous.
Sana iwasan po natin pag-spread ng fake news.
At di magpapakalat ng disinformation at misinformation ang kasulukuyang administrasyon.
Stop telling us fake news because you're wrong.
Para sa totoo at mapagkakatiwalaang mga balita at impormasyon, Radyo Pilipinas.
Okay, nagbabalik po tayo sa ating programang Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross sa Radyo Pilipinas. Ngayong pangalawang part ng ating program na kakasama na po natin via Zoom ang ating Vice Chairperson, Governor Corazon, Alma de Leon. Ma'am, good afternoon.
Yes, it was very interesting despite the fact that I was only on home patch. I got a lot of material from Mr. Sanjeev, Kumar, Kafley. And of course, I'm very, very much interested in his other experiences, which of course I will ask him unforgettable experiences in the countries where he served, because I expect that he will have the same opportunities to know more about the Philippines, to know more about our countries, and see greater possibilities with his help as IFRC head of delegation. Thank you, Mr. Kafley. Please share with us your significant or unforgettable experiences in the other countries where you served or you headed the delegation. Go ahead, Mr. Kafley.
Thank you, madam. It is our joint journey how we better support the people affected in the Philippines. I'm looking forward our close collaboration in the coming days.
Thank you very much. I had the opportunity when in government to head the Mount Pinatubo Commission. I was then Secretary of the Department of Social Welfare and Development. And with a budget of 10 million pesos at that time, we were able to spend, provide housing, provide opportunities, and met the criteria of the Commission on Audit. Because at the end of the day, it's the opportunity to serve well at the same time with no problems of, let me say, corruption or anything, which I think should be the hallmark of any project of the Philippine Red Cross, to ensure that because we are an international humanitarian organization, our efforts must be ensured that we have uh, integrity. The integrity issue must be foremost to address, to be able to address. Um, I don't want to say that we're the best. We're only saying that we want to make sure that there will be no integrity issue in the Philippine Red Cross. What can you say about this, Mr. Kafley?
Yeah. Madam, I just want to highlight a few things. Like when you talk about the accountability, all those things, why we need those things? We have to look ourselves. We need those things to ensure the trust and confidence of the partners, our donors, the people to whom we serve, the rest of the people of the planet, right? So this trust and confidence are the key element when we actually thinking about the serving the people. So that part actually we have to look at it. And I believe that we have to follow all these mechanisms, how we can actually continue the trust building and the confidence with the beneficiaries, with the people, with the donors, with the partners. We have to look that perspective. And we have to come together like IFRC, PRC and other partners also, how we can build those standards to ensure the confidence and the trust of those entire to whom we serve and to whom we actually receive the supports.
I cannot help but think of the head of Red Cross, how it started with Andre Donald, because I walked that path when we had that where Red Cross started, and I felt that over 100 years, we still have to move in the direction of ensuring that the help of Red Cross is paramount to the people most in need. And this is why the vulnerable groups, we must identify, continue to relate to them to make sure that at the end of the day, that something happened to their lives, something that the Red Cross made a difference in their lives. I guess this is the question that I often ask myself, did we make a difference in the lives of the people we help? Because if it is we help, but we don't know, we have no studies to show that the lives improved, then it is not important finding out how we were able to help and how well did we help, so that we can face any donor, as you were mentioning, and say we can claim to the donors that the money that they gave went a long, long way.
Yeah. Ma'am, I just want to compliment what you said it without anything. Like we are known as those organizations who have access, who are always there when anything happens in the form of our volunteer, our chapters. Only the things that we have to demonstrate the confidence and the trust of the people. The day we win that trust and confidence, I think that we are always first, we are always there, we are always ready. That is the point I always feel it. The issue is the confidence we have to gain and the trust we have to gain from the people. The confidence is more about the skills and the standards we are talking, the services, the trust on our way of working, as you said, the accountability, the integrity, the transparency, all come together, and it has become one of the ingredients, and we can move forward together.
And on that note, we should be unwavering in that effort to make sure that we're addressing the needs of the people and bring, as I said, also credibility and accountability. Sometimes, some situations make it very difficult for volunteers or even staff to be able to inculcate in their minds that credibility. Of course, we have the 7 fundamental principles, but sometimes there are challenges that even challenge the fundamental principles. But overall, if we do not have in our heart of hearts the fundamental principles, we can go haywire, we can go wayward, and I think that is something that should not happen to the Philippine Red Cross particularly. But I'm sure with your help now, with the leadership you are providing as head of delegation, it augurs well for the Philippine Red Cross to show the way to be better than we were before and to be the best that we can be. It's a tall order, but our chairman is definitely on that wave and wants the entire Philippine Red Cross to be in that wavelength as well. And I hope you will have a chance to see the other parts of the country, more so the more challenging areas, why it is difficult to do the work that Red Cross is doing in the Philippines.
Yes, it's a true. It's a very true. But you have a very good, strong network of the volunteer and the chapters. The other has to fly from the Manila or the headquarters of the provinces, but you are there in the next door where the disaster hit. So you have all the benefits and the advantage to actually stand for the people who need the supports.
Yes, and more so, if we are not there, if we cannot see the agonizing experiences, we cannot really empathize, we cannot really understand what more we need to do. It is not enough what we have been doing in the past. We have to do more, and be better, in fact, in what we're doing. And the kind of people we should have, really the young people ought to be mobilized, the leaders in the community, and even the senior citizens must know a part by giving feedback as to what are the areas that have been affected and how they too can help by even becoming donors their own way, because they can be members and helping in the generation of funds in their localities. We have, of course, areas which we call geographically difficult areas, and therefore it's not easy to reach, but we have to be creative. And I think in that regard, the Chairman Gordon has made it fit, seen it fit to do more than the ordinary. We have to do the extraordinary to make a real difference in our country. Well, I suppose the interview is really for you to share your thoughts. What else you feel we should be doing that we're not doing, or we should be doing? And of course, as I said earlier, I'm always interested the events and activities of IFRC in the other countries which are noteworthy and we should be able to maybe follow, enhance ourselves. Go ahead, Mr. Kafley.
Yes, Madam, if you look the Philippines itself, you are the full of the sudden set disaster scenario and the slow set disaster scenarios. The pattern of the disaster are different. When the pattern of the disaster is different, the impact of the disaster is also the different. So the way we deal or the way we prepare, we need to be advanced. You are being advanced in every day, but we have to keep advancing our preparedness measures. We are keep advancing our skills of our volunteers and staff. So we have to grow up, because competing with the disaster is not easy. But there is no choice. We have to compete with the disasters, because we cannot ignore them. They will come one day or other. Remember, like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, we never imagined the COVID impact. Still, we are suffering from the COVID impact, right? Yeah. So remember, we said we are locked down. We should not move out from the house. If anybody closer friend or relative come, we are afraid to welcome them in our house. So those are the scenario we already faced a few years ago. So the pattern of the disaster is being changed, and that means we also need to change our pattern of the response as per the impact of the disasters. So I really feel and that we can grow up together, the learning and doing together. So it is not one disaster give enough experiences, but we need to be open to actually learn the context and how better we can move forward in the future as well. And that I see you are the biggest university for that as the Philippines, and we can grow up together.
Thank you very much, because Chairman Gordon really did a lot to ensure that we will have the molecular testing and reaching out to more Filipinos, more than the government, more than the other private sector, because he knew time one that this was the order of the day. And I think in this regard, this is what we need to work together. What else is the order of the day? What else needs to be thought of? What else need to be done to be better until we're the best? Because it's not enough that we stop and bask in the past glories, because it will never be a permanent thing. There will always be new challenges, and I think you will help us move to face greater challenges. And I myself feel that your experiences in other countries will be able to help us move further to be better than we are right now. And finally, I think at the end, even at the end of your term, whenever you will end your term, you can say, I made a difference. I think we all want to say we made a difference. And I think just now, you're accepting this interview is already making a difference for the Philippine Red Cross, because you have found the time to be able to join us in this interview, which we do every Sunday from 3 to 4. And here we also bring the chapters to the fore, so that they would know how to be able to share their experiences. And it's amazing how the leaders of the Red Cross in the chapters need to be further developed, so that eventually I dream of the day that some of the chapter chairman can be in fact members of the board of governors of Philippine Red Cross, because that to me is leadership development. And we've had some situations where some people get elected, but are not able to serve really fully. And I think this is one thing we need to show, that when you serve well.
Yeah, that is a saying, like when you get an opportunity to serve with the quality. Serve, when we say the quality, it is a timely, it is a standards, all those things, madam. Like I think the overall the Philippines Red Cross, I see the leadership is a very open and trying to make it difference. That give a lot of sense, and the congratulations for that. The Philippines Red Cross is known in the Red Cross family across the world.
But like anything else, we need money to make a difference. It is time that we consider new ways of raising funds, because how can we do more if we don't have the resources? So beyond, let's say, funding from the International Federation, we have to have local funding support to maximize our capacity. And to do that, we have to be known as well. We have to be the foremost humanitarian organization in the country. If we're doing well now, we should do better until we are the best. Well, we have, I guess, a few more. Maybe the last point that I'd like to learn from you is that your different experiences in the countries you have been, because it is always an amazing opportunity for us to hear what you found very good, what you found challenging in all the areas that you have covered, because every country is unique, I'm sure.
Yeah. Thank you for this. Like a little bit again, this we have to look as a being, as a human we are, as a one part. How we balance our work and ourselves. That is one important, because if you have a no very set mind or cool mind, you might lose to ensure the quality services. So that is also not a good. So we have to see all the volunteers and the colleagues how better we can prepare ourselves for the committed dedicated work. That is one part. The second part, when we talk about the programming, we have to also ensure the balances between the institutional preparedness as well as the community preparedness. How? So if we bring together, like that is our best. Remember, like the who is the first responder? It is the people who are affected by the disaster is the first responder. So how better we can give skills, minimum skill. I understand the Philippines Red Cross, you are talking about the first aid to the more peoples. That is the makes a lot of sense for me. Like you are preparing individual as a first responders. So that kind of a thinking we have to gradually grow up. And it's a long journey, madam. It will not happen overnight. The all we have to actually join the hands, things together. We have to also see that a bigger picture of the planet, and we have to also see how we contextualize in the bigger picture as well. So it is all connecting with each other, because disaster, COVID already taught us, it is not localized, it is globalized. Disaster is a globalized. So we have to prepare for the all levels. We have to see how the world is moving to reduce the disaster and how we are preparing to respond to the disaster. We have to look the both way. That may help in the future.
Yeah. On that note, we cannot be myopic. On that note, we have to really continue to be dynamic. And I think we need to further enhance the work that we're doing. It is not enough that we did well in the past. We need to do better until we're the best. And when we're the best, we can evaluate it. We can evaluate and say, what were the factors that made us good enough to be able to reach more people and to be able to get the feedback that the work that we did made a difference in their lives. And I think you're coming now here and helping us talk about the situation that you've had seen in the other countries augurs well for us that we can have a broader view. If we had limited view in the past, we know that your sharing of experiences will enable us to hold our fort together so that we can claim that in this international humanitarian endeavor, we did our best. And but even our best may not be good enough. We have to be better than the best. So on that note, thank you very much. And I hope we can ask you to give your parting words, as you have already shared yourselves, and just give us what you think should be said in this particular interview. Go ahead.
I just have two things. One is I really praise one thing, and then I want to request all of you to continue your commitment, being a first, always ready, always there. Because the good work has never end. Once you start the good work, the expectation of the people is actually rocketing. So we are there to actually meet the expectation of the people. So please continue your commitment, always first, always ready, always there. So your IFRC is always stand next to you to support in that process.
Well, my quotation is from Edward Hale when he wrote, "I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And what I can do, I ought to do. And by the grace of God, I will do." Thank you very much, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar Kafley, for joining us in this effort for us to reach the nook and cranny of the country through this radio program. Thank you very much. Salamat.
Thank you very much. Salamat. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Sanjeev. Okay, that's our program for today. Before we go, I just want to say there is an announcement here. Last May 14, the Philippine Red Cross and the Cardinal Santos Medical Center joined hands in a 3-year memorandum of agreement to augment the country's blood supply. Chairman Richard J. Gordon then urged other hospitals to follow suit. We are elated to have this partnership with one of the biggest hospitals in the country. The Cardinal Santos Medical Center will treat people while we look for blood and bring it to them when they need it. Through this partnership, I can assure you that your hospital will always have immediate access to safe and quality blood supply. That is the statement from the chairman, and the chairman also urged other hospitals to partner with the Philippine Red Cross, that we can supply blood in every corner of the country because we have blood banks nationwide. If every hospital will follow this partnership, then the people needing blood don't have to fret while looking for blood. Okay, that's the message of the chairman. And also, we'd like to introduce you last, I think, Thursday, we have the brand new ambassador of the Philippine Red Cross, officially introduced Miss Universe Philippines 2023, Michelle D. Yeah. Nagkaroon po tayo ng Memorandum of Agreement signing last nung Thursday, okay? At siya po ang ating bagong ambassador ng Philippine Red Cross. At yan na po ang kabuuan ng ating programang Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross sa Radyo Pilipinas ngayong pong May 19. At ito po si Edison Enriquez. Susunod na po ang programa, pagbabalita ni Sir Albert Sebastian. Nandiyan na ba siya? Nako, nauna ako sa kanya ngayon. Kasunod po niya ng programa ni Vance Fernandez.
Ortiz. Meron na ba?
Hindi
When
po.
will that be?
Sa susunod po na
Episode.
hindi po, sa first week po daw siya ng June, sa unang linggo po ng June siya nagsabi. Ma'am Cora, maraming salamat po at ako po ay natutuwa at least nakapasok po tayo sa Zoom. Ingat po kayo, Gov Cora. And
Yes, thank you.
susunod po ang pagbabalita natin ni Sir Albert Sebastian at kasunod ang programa ni Vance Fernandez, Pulso ng Pilipino, 9 na minuto bago mag-4 ng hapon.